Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here I have Zizyphus mauritiana, the Chinese date or jujube, or some call it Indian apple. It has a lot of names. It's a very important fruit tree, especially in Asia, and even one of the most important ones in India, despite the name Chinese date. It's also a very important fruit tree in China. The Western world jujube is not so popular. I don't know why. There are species and varieties which can grow in most of the European Union and the US, but they are quite hard to find growing in parks and private gardens. Don't ask me why. Well, in Asia it's pretty common, as I said. And also there are lots of different varieties and qualities of jujube. I found a lot of, the Zizyphus lotus, Zizyphus mauritiana and other species. I found them from quite moist areas all the way to desert areas, not semi-desert, but real desert. The only trees growing in places on the Persian Gulf or in Sinai or in the deserts of Egypt, in the African deserts of Egypt in that case. Also in the semi-deserts of Spain there are some pretty unpleasant varieties. On the island of Guadeloupe there is one variety growing feral everywhere, which is not very pleasant. So Zizyphus is not a rare thing, and in Asia it's not a rare fruit tree in cultivation. But Europeans usually don't know much about it. The easiest way to find Zizyphus is go to a Chinese shop and ask for dried dates. They will not give you Arabian dates, they will give you Chinese dates, which have nothing to do with Arabian dates. They even taste quite different. And a friend of mine told me that an Indian shop is selling those fruit. So I found out what they are and I bought a couple. As you can see, I was quite late. They were selling fresh fruit, and here they were already quite shriveled up, and in the 2 days since I bought them, they haven't gotten any fresher. Now let's try this Zizyphus mauritiana. Let's see why this is one of the most popular fruit in India, where they can have mango and mangosteen and banana and papaya and all the other stuff. Why they are cultivating this so much? I wouldn't call it an apple. It is crunchy like an apple. And I guess this is one reason they like cultivating it so much. There are not so many crunchy fruit in the tropics. Most are quite soft and juicy. So this is crunchy, mild and watery. A bit of sweetness, a bit of sourness. And a very faint apple flavor. Still, I wouldn't compare it so much to an apple as to a plum, which has the crunchiness of an apple. Maybe an almost ripe cherry plum, which can be eaten while still green, but like a half-ripe cherry plum, where most of the sweetness and sourness and also the cherry taste has been bred out. So for me this is closer to a plum than to an apple. But still I can see why they called it apple. I mean, the Europeans basically call every fruit which is of medium size, kind of roundish and crunchy, apple. And since we do have green apples in Europe, they called it apple. So this is the seed. Looks a lot like a peach seed. Now we already compared this to so many rosaceae fruit, but it's not even closely related to the rosaceae. I don't know what else to say about it. If you like crunchy fruit in the tropics and subtropics, I can totally recommend the high quality varieties of Zizyphus mauritiana. However, the low quality varieties might not be pleasant to a Western palate. And if you are not in the tropics or subtropics or anywhere in Asia, Just go to a Chinese supermarket and buy dried dates. The chance is quite high that you're gonna get this fruit here in a dried state when it tastes completely different. So folks, this was Zizyphus mauritiana, one of the most important fruit trees in India. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the ethnic shops and supermarkets of Germany. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.